Okay, great, fantastic. Always are we very glad that you're here. You know, again, we're going to talk this morning, right now, I should say, depending on what time it is in your neck of the woods. We're going to talk about recruiting, some details about how do you recruit and build your Four Corners Alliance Group independent operation that is global. It is a very important topic. In fact, when you talk about being a part of any company within our industry, if you're going to build it, that basically is what it means, recruiting. Recruiting is what we do in building the business. I want you guys to always hold on to that, particularly here with Four Corners, because it is so automated and so simplified. So much of what we need to do is done in automation for us. So that allows us to get very proficient at doing the one key component to building our business. Ladies and gentlemen, that is recruiting. Okay? Again, in Four Corners, it is the core and most basic thing that we do. I say that because I want you to grasp that we want to become very proficient at doing that. We want to become truly a professional at recruiting in building our business. For it will not add to your income. I want each of you to get this. It will literally multiply your income. You want to get very good at recruiting. Okay? Now, to help you open your minds to this recruiting idea or this recruiting concept or this how to recruit, many people, unfortunately, even professionals in our industry, they tend to shy away from the word recruiting. They seem to sometimes decide to not become a part of an opportunity because they tell themselves that they don't want to recruit. I can't recruit. But in reality, everyone recruits. Everyone recruits. Even we recruit, and I want you to understand that Microsoft, they recruit. Yeah, they have a human resources department. Their expertise is just focused in one area: recruit. Recruit for the company, recruit to build the business, recruit to get quality, qualified people. They don't recruit everyone, they're looking for the certain ones. They're looking for people that match up to a certain criteria, a set criteria. New York Yankees, they recruit. Apple recruits. You see it on the screen here in front of you for a reason. Because I want to drive the point home to you that recruiting is a good thing. It is a must. It is a determined thing you must do. You must be determined to recruit not just anyone, but the right ones. Even my New York Knickerbockers recruit. Sometimes you wonder when you look at their record. It's been so long since my team has won a championship, but they don't give up. They keep recruiting. They're even recruiting internationally now. They're looking for a certain quality. We know that Verizon recruits, okay? Google recruits. The New England Patriots recruit. Even individuals that are known for just being the individual, the leader that they are, recruits. Warren Buffett, he recruits to have certain people work within his organization. Donald Trump, well, we know he recruits. He's constantly what? You're fired. You're fired. So he's constantly looking to replace people. He's recruiting. That's a key component for what he does in building and maintaining his business. The Boston Red Sox recruit, the Atlanta Braves recruit. Again, as I gave you a hint earlier, husbands recruited their wives and vice versa. When we were little boys and little girls, we recruited our boyfriends and girlfriends. You see, if you're working right now, understand and think on this. Your company recruits. Facebook recruits. What's my final point here before we get into the glorious details? You recruit and we recruit. Now, let's add to this discussion real briefly before we get into some how to specifically for our Four Corners opportunity. I think you're going to love it. But again, recruiting is the biggest contributor to the growth of your business. That literally is what it means. In fact, it can be said that without recruiting, there is no business. It is the driving force of what we do. So, let's begin. Okay. After you've identified or decided upon your target, that's a prospect. Okay. You got your prospect. We talked in another training for our team about four checkers, you know, understanding what type of people you want for the business, what type of folks are good, criteria, characteristics, and what are not. So there are three and four checkers that you specifically want to go after. That's what I mean when I say after we've decided upon our target. That means you looked at an individual, maybe you know them to be self motivated, maybe you know them to have influence, maybe you know them to have had past success, okay, with a similar endeavor. That's three checks. And a fourth check, they have a work ethic. So that's what we mean when we say, you've decided upon your target. You've taken a moment or two, some time maybe, to think about the characteristics of the criteria that this individual have. So now you approach that person. He or she meets the criteria. Got it? Okay. Here's what we call our money question. Now this is specific for our team. If other teams have a different way of approaching, or you want to send them to a website, there's a lot of different things that people do. But we've tried as best we can to simplify and make it very doable for qualified people, particularly if they're busy, to have success on our team. So the way we approach people is we're always in a hurry. We always are in a hurry. Maybe as an afterthought for you just communicating with the person, you're taking care of some business with the person, whatever. It's kind of like a Columbo afterthought. I won't even go there. I'm showing my age. But it's like a kind of Columbo afterthought. Oh, by the way, if there was a way to take a $54 one time out of pocket and turn it into over $500,000, would you want to know about it? Yes or no? That is basically our peak. That's the question we want to get very proficient at asking. Okay? So listen to it. Oh, by the way, before I forget, real quick, if there was a way to take a $54 one time out of pocket and turn it into over $500,000, real quick, would you want to know about it? Yes or no? That's it. And then you ought to be quiet and let them respond. Now, one thing I want to throw in here when you think about that question, because it is insanely simple. Anybody can ask that question throughout every day. But I want you to keep in mind, if you feel the $500,000 number is too high for the prospect, bring it down where he or she are more comfortable with the question. Perhaps say, hey, if there was a way to take a $54 one time out of pocket and turn it into over $300,000, would you want to know about it? Yes or no? Maybe $100,000. Would you want to know about it? Yes or no? How about even if you can just parlay it from $54 one time out of pocket to a little over $50,000? Would you want to know about it? Yes or no? I just want to make that point very clear. So, think about your prospect. Do they qualify? Now, when you ask the question, only a yes will allow you to move forward. I want you to understand, no maybes, no well that depends, no dilly dallying, no ifs, ands, or buts. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to be a professional recruiter where you are set and focused on your criteria, your characteristics. You're looking for a certain type of person. You're looking for the right ones. Again, what did I say earlier? You're not looking for everyone. So, you want a definite response. A no, honor that response. You're saying yes or no. Remember? Yes or no. That's what you want. If they say no, honor it. Don't reword the question. Don't ask them again. It's none of your business as to why they don't want to know. They're giving you an answer. Move on. So, no ifs, ands, or buts. Only a yes will do. When you get that yes, here's what you want to do. Send them to our team presentation. It is a very thorough and complete presentation. It is out there for your use 24/7. Simply put, www.fourcornerleverage.com. Not Four Corners Leverage, but fourcornerleverage.com. It is a complete presentation. It covers all 7 income streams plus our team level 3 strategy to get them to move and get to the big money of our compensation plan more quickly. That's it. Now, when you give them that website, you want to leave. That is the end of the conversation. At that point, remember, you were in a hurry. Real quick, by the way, remember that? Don't mess it up by now hanging around, involving yourself in a conversation. You don't want to answer questions like, well, tell me a little bit about it. Well, how long have you been in? Is it one of those things? Is it a pyramid? Well, are you making money? Well, I don't know. You got to go. You give them the information because they said they would want to know about it. This presentation will simply tell them all about it. Now, when you give them that, you must attach a follow up time. That is most key here. You must follow up and surely follow up at that time. Now, a follow up time for something like this is not next week, it is not 4 days from now. You want them to have a sense of urgency to look at the information. If they don't look at the information quickly, within a day, guess what I do? I typically take it away. I will be the one to follow up with them, and it'll probably be my third or fourth follow up anyway, because I follow up right away. Okay? So when I follow up, I'm going to say, look, obviously this is not a good time for you. I apologize for approaching you. I kind of saw you as an entrepreneur type, but obviously you're too busy. The timing is bad for you right now. Let's just stay in touch. Forget about the opportunity, and I'm going to share it with some other folks. But I'm glad we had a chance to talk, and boom. You want to follow up. When you do follow up, the point I'm making here is that the fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. I hope that point is made. When you do, never ever, what did you think? Never ever, what did you think? Now, why am I asking you to never follow up and ask them, what did you think? You ever wonder about that? Well, what did you think? No. See, that gives their opinion power. What? Yeah. That gives their opinion power. It's too late for their opinion. Their opinion has no power. Well, why would you say that? Well, because we're already a global company with 500,000 plus representatives already. We're doing business right now legitimately above board in over 110 countries. And we're doing that, we've achieved that without them. I think it's okay to want them, but you don't need them. You don't need them. So, what you want to say is, what did you like best on what you saw? Listen, my conversation to you right now is to help you to appreciate the importance of you becoming a recruiting professional. You want to be a recruiting professional, not an amateur, but a professional. So, what did you like best on what you saw? That ensures a positive answer. Listen to their response. Now, we're getting into the meat and potatoes of how to properly recruit. So, listen to their response. Listen intently, because they're going to tell you what you need to hear to move them forward. Their response will tell you what you need to hear in moving them forward. So listen, what's the identified issue? What is their identifying issue? They saw it, they liked it. What did you like about what you saw? Now, in their response, they're going to lead you to understand that their issue is either job, money, or time. Somewhere it's going to fall in there. That I can guarantee you. It's going to fall within one of those three categories: job, money, or time. So think about this. If it's their job, because many people don't like their jobs, there are some that do. I know lots of people that like their jobs, but many people don't like their jobs. If they talk about an issue with their job, well, simply, your conversation as a follow up is going to show them how this can replace their job. Maybe with just part time hours. Perhaps in the beginning, just maybe 10 hours a week for, say, 6 months. See, that might move them to say, hey, I really need to give this a try. If I can put maybe 10 part time hours a week into doing something like this, based on what I saw for a good 6 months, something like that people can see themselves doing if they liked what they saw. Get the point? A second option. Maybe they don't like their environment of their job. Many people like their jobs, but they don't like the environment that they got to work around. They don't like the people that they've got to work around. So, perhaps they're open to a positive, growth oriented, or encouraging environment as opposed to the rigmaroles and the negativity with their jobs. So, listen for that. Secondly, it might be money. Many people don't have enough of it. I fell into the category of money when my brother shared this opportunity with me. So, what do? Your conversation then highlights the money that he or she can earn. Show the money and our automated business model. That becomes your follow up conversation. Talk about the money. See, for everyone, you don't want to talk about the money. But if this person is talking about they need money, they're behind with this, they're behind with that, maybe some issues they're dealing with on a personal level because of your relationship with them, okay? Lean on that relationship a little bit and highlight the money that they can make in our opportunity. Highlight the financial literacy, how he or she can not only make money, but can learn to keep and grow more of it. This is how my brother got me. Because I was able to see, I'd made millions in the past, but I'd lost millions. That's my own personal story. So when my brother came to me, he showed me, hey, here's some serious money we can make here. But the focus is financial literacy. How do you keep and grow it this time and not just spend it? But how do you grow your money? Financial literacy. That got me hooked, line, and sinker. I was all in. Okay, so keep that in mind. If it's money, you highlight the money side of our business. Show the automation of our business model. And highlight the fact that he or she can make money, yeah, but they can also learn how to keep and grow it. Very, very key. What if their issue is time? Well, think about that. How many people have lots of time on their hands? Very few. And if they do, guess what? You typically don't want that person in your business. There's a reason for that. Okay? So, most people have none or are very short on time. Very good. What is your response? Great. This opportunity can be what gives you your time back. We have an automated business model designed to grow your business with very little intervention on your part. It's only a question of, do you see it or not? That's a great response for someone that's short on time, busy. See, if they don't change what they're currently doing, will they ever have time? No, they won't. So, a great response? Super. This opportunity can be what gives you your time back. We have an automated business model designed to grow your business with very little intervention on your part. It's only a question of, do you see it or not? Here's another response. Fantastic. That's exactly why I thought of you, or I wanted you to see this. Imagine getting involved in something that is structured to free up your time. Oh, you really need to do this. Just giving you some options, some things to think about. How to respond if someone has a time issue. Notice if it's a time issue, you're not really talking about the money here. You're not talking about job issues here. You're talking about your follow up conversation is on how they can free up and get more time. So, again, let's review. Where one's interest to our opportunity is job, your conversation is on their job related issues. Where it's money, you want to show the money they can make, keep, and grow it. Where it's time, explain how we can free up their time with a most automated business model. I hope this makes sense. I want you to remember that. And remember, recruiting does not end at sign up. Big mistake. That's another common faux pas that people tend to make. They recruit someone, they get someone in the business, and then they move on. No, you got to work with the individual. Recruiting does not end at sign up. Recruiting is a process, not an event. I remember learning from a mentor of mine many years ago that until you get someone in your organization and four generations beneath them, you got to consider the fact that they're not even in the business at all. Recruiting is a process, it is not an event. You see, recruiting continues throughout. Every company and organization continues to recruit. Is that not true? Don't you already recognize that? You see? Now, husbands may not continue to recruit their wives. That's a done deal. But in all other categories where there is success, if there wants to be continued success, the recruiting process continues. You still recruit, and we still recruit. Well, that is it for our discussion this evening on how to recruit. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I hope and pray that this training on how to properly recruit has helped you and your team. Again, this has been Harry Flynn, Mary Ann's baby boy, saying it's been a plum pleasing pleasure and an outright privilege to have spoken with you at this point in time. Thank you for listening.